The way most companies buy technology is broken, and the vendors are counting on you not to know that. Here's what the process looks like. You identify a need, someone on your team gets tasked with it, they start Googling, get on a few vendor calls, sit through demos that all look great because vendors spend millions training their sales teams to make the demos look great. You build a spreadsheet, you pick someone, and you sign a 3-year contract. Somewhere between months 6 and 18, you realize the implementation was rougher than expected, support isn't what you were promised, and 2 features you thought you were getting aren't quite what they seemed. Now, it's not bad luck, that's the design. Vendors control the information flow when you buy direct. You're making a multi-year decision against people who do this every single day with whatever information they choose to give you. Now, there's a different way to do this. It's been around for years. Most mid-market companies have never heard of it. It costs you nothing, and that's what this video is about. Let's talk about the 2 most common ways companies buy technology because both have real blind spots. Option 1, you figure it out yourself. You Google, you get on vendor calls, you watch demos. Every vendor's product looks amazing in a controlled demo environment. That's literally what their sales team trains for every single day. You don't know what questions you don't know to ask. You don't know which vendors have terrible implementation teams but great demos. You don't know which ones are going to raise your rates at renewal or whose support falls apart after the contract is signed. You're making a 3 to 5 year decision with incomplete information against people who do this for a living. That's a tough spot to be in. Option 2, you go through your MSP, your managed service provider. And look, I want to be clear. MSPs are genuinely great at what they do. If you need someone to manage your infrastructure day to day, monitor your endpoints, handle your help desk, that's what MSPs are built for. They're highly valuable. But when it comes to a vendor selection, MSPs are not neutral. They've got a stack they prefer, they have vendors they build certifications around, and vendors they get margin from. Vendors their team knows and how to support. It's not malicious, it's just how the business model works. When you ask your MSP which phone system you should use, you're going to get an answer shaped by their existing relationships, not a survey of the entire market. Now, the entire market, the US MSP market is about $94 billion annually. Nearly 70% of enterprises outsource at least some IT to an MSP. It's the dominant model, but it's not a neutral one. And then there's the VAR, the value-added reseller. Now, VARs are authorized to sell specific products from a specific set of vendors. If you walk into a Chevy dealership, you're getting a Chevy. And that's fine if you want a Chevy, but if you're not sure that you need it yet, a dealership is the complete wrong starting point. So what's the alternative? A technology advisor. A technology advisor sits completely outside those structures. No preferred stack, no vendor catalog, no certifications that create bias toward one solution. The job is to understand your environment, your pain points, your budget, your timeline, and your team. And then from there, go find vendors across the entire market that actually fit your situation. A good advisor works with dozens of vendors across UCaaS, cybersecurity, cloud, contact center connectivity, SD-WAN, and AI tools. They're not necessarily selling a specific one of them, but they're helping you evaluate all of them. And yes, the vendors do pay the advisors for that connection. And the next question that you should be asking is, if the vendors pay you, then how are you actually neutral? It's a fair question, and you should ask it every time. The honest answer is that vendors build distribution costs into their pricing regardless of how you buy. So whether you call a vendor directly or you go through an advisor, you're paying the same price. The commission structure is already factored into the model. What changes is whether you have someone in your corner or not. Think of it like using a real estate buyer's agent. The seller pays the commission, but the buyer's agent is working for you, negotiating on your behalf, flagging issues, making sure you don't overpay or miss something important. You're not paying extra for that representation, at least you shouldn't be, but I know the rules changed on that recently. But you get to choose whether or not you have it. And here's something worth knowing about how advisors get paid. We get paid on a residual commission. It's a small monthly amount for the life of your contract. Now that structure actually creates alignment with you, not against you. If you churn, if you cancel, the advisor stops getting paid. If the vendor screws up your implementation and you leave, then we lose commission. So the financial incentive is for you to have a good experience for the length of your entire time. The best way I can describe the whole model Think about buying a house. You could call every bank yourself, request loan estimates, try to compare 15 different mortgage products across rate structures, closing costs, prepayment penalties, all of it. Or you could work with a mortgage broker who's already done that thousands of times, knows which lenders are reliable, knows which ones have hidden fees, and gets paid by the lender when the deal closes, not by you. They're not hiding that, it's just how they're structured. Same rate, completely different experience. And you walk away more informed and more confident in the decision you made. That's exactly what a technology advisor is, except instead of mortgages, it's your phone system, your security stack, your cloud infrastructure, your connectivity decisions. These are decisions that are going to impact your business for the next 3 to 5 years. Let me get specific because this is where it gets practical. Vendor selection. This is the obvious one. Instead of you spending 3 months getting demos, a good advisor can come in, understand your requirements, and in 1 or 2 conversations, shortlist 2 to 3 vendors that actually make sense for your situation. They've already seen the products, they know which vendors are strong in your industry and which ones have implementation teams that execute well, and which ones aren't going to nickel and dime you at renewal. Contract negotiation. Most companies sign whatever the vendor sends them. An advisor who reads these contracts regularly knows where the landmines are. Auto renewal clauses, rate escalation language, overage charges that aren't obvious until month 7. Having someone review your contract before you sign costs you nothing and can save you a significant amount of money over a 3-year term. Implementation oversight. The deal doesn't end when you sign. A lot of technology purchases go sideways during the implementation. The vendor's project manager changes, the timeline slips, the scope creeps. Having an advisor who's done this 50 times, watch over the process, keeps everyone accountable. And ongoing, your environment's going to change. It's going to evolve. It's going to adapt. You're going to add employees. You'll add a new location. You'll acquire a company. You'll do a merger. Your technology needs change over time. Having someone who already knows your environment and has relationships with your vendors means you're not starting from scratch every time something changes. Here's why this matters right now more than it did even 3 years ago. The technology vendor landscape is genuinely overwhelming. We are in the age of the as-a-service movement. Hundreds of UCaaS platforms, cybersecurity has its own universe, EDR, MDR, SIM, SASE, and the average cost of getting it wrong is $4.88 million per breach according to IBM's 2024 data. That's not a vendor stat designed to scare you, that's the actual average across industries. And then there's AI. Every vendor right now is adding AI powered to their product description, whether it's meaningful or not. Cutting through that noise to find what's actually useful for your specific environment takes time and expertise that most IT teams don't have to spare. The companies making the best technology decisions right now aren't the ones with the biggest budgets. They're the ones who figured out how to use the resources already available to them, including advisors that they're not paying for. So here's where I land on this. If you're a company between 100 and 1,000 employees, you've got technology decisions coming up, phone system, security stack, cloud migration, AI tools. Something is on the roadmap. You've got 2 choices. You can do what most companies do. You can try to figure it out yourself, or you can lean on a vendor that already has preferences, and you'll probably get a decent outcome eventually. Or you can bring in someone who's done this hundreds of times, has no stake in which vendor you pick, and costs you nothing to use. I built Catch Advisors specifically for mid-market companies that want to make faster, more confident technology decisions without getting sold to. If that sounds like your situation, there is a link here to book a 20-minute call. No pitch, no presentation, just a straight conversation about what you're evaluating and whether I can help or not. If you want to go deeper, in the next video, I'm breaking down the 5 questions you should ask any technology advisor before you sign anything. Most companies never ask them. The ones that do avoid a lot of pain. That's up next.